When you become an adult, you will have multiple tasks that you might have to deal with. Some you might know from watching your parents and other adults do on a daily basis, but some you might have to learn about on your own. This summer, I worked at a lawn mowing business based out of Menasha, and when I would be paid bi-weekly, I was given a check. With that check, I would take it to the bank and have it deposited into my bank account. What is this check? How do you get one? Thus, my topic I wanted to learn about was checkbooking. I had a couple other questions come to mind with this idea, like how do you manage one responsibly? Or is using a checkbook better or worse than using cash or credit? Well, after researching this topic and a list of sites, videos, and some advice from other people who have had checkbooks in the past, this is what I found. Let me explain. How do you get a checkbook? Well, that's an easy question. From a bank, of course, but probably one you should trust. As I dug into this question, I learned that my bank, Kohler Credit Union, has actually some different checking bundles. As you'll see, I go to their personal page, and then I go all the way down to this personal side over here and look at their checking. From the checking page, it brings me up to what checking suits you to a T. And they come up with this chart. Now, another question hits me. Which decision is best for me? I already know. I did some digging already, and I found the economy one, or as they call it, a name that applies to the economy or student checking account. So it's basically made for college students, which have no minimum balances, no per check charges, and 10 checks per monthly statement. That's about all I need. I don't think I need any more checks than that. Is a checkbook better or worse than using cash or credit? Pros. Checkbook removes the needing of carrying large sums of money on you at all times. A check is also the best option to send in the mail to pay off bills. A check can leave behind a paper trail, making it easier to track your purchases. Cash, hardly any fees, could possibly stop you from impulse buying as well. Credit, no limitations on how much you spend until your credit bill is due. If your credit is lost or stolen, just call the bank and have them freeze your card till a found or new card arrives. Cons. Checkbook is time dependent, could result in a bounced check if insufficient funds are in account, causing you to pay extra fees. Cash. Possible fees when withdrawing from an ATM. If mugged, all your green dollars are gone. Could possibly lose money if from sending through the mail. Credit cards. Could possibly acquire large fees if daily credit bill isn't paid. Terrible credit scores equal the harder it will be to obtain loans from a bank. My conclusion. Checks should be used to pay your bills. Only most places don't accept checks as normal payment anyways. To reduce your chances of getting a bounced check will be explained in the next segment. Cash should be used by those who have poor money management. Like I said, it could help you stop your impulse buying. If you have a strong money management system and you don't impulse purchase items, then a credit card is a good choice for you. In other words, checkbooks are better at paying the bills or an employee's salary because it leaves behind a paper trail, unlike cash. But when you pay for groceries, it is best to pay with credit or cash, depending on the person. How do you manage a checkbook responsibly? Well, first you need to stick it in a safe location, somewhere where you won't lose it and it won't be taken. Next, you will want to keep a notebook handy with your checkbook so it'll be easier to balance and keep tabs on what you're paying for. If you trust the internet, you can also do it on the computer. Then it comes to balancing the equations, and this is crucial so you won't get any or few bounced checks. And you are human, and we humans make mistakes. So your checkbook might not always be perfect, but it's better if you check it every month at least. But normally you should check after every transaction to make sure the right amount is being deposited or withdrawn. Out here in front of you, I've created a balancing equations checkbook problem, I guess. So let's start with, I guess, May 15th, your credit card expense, which was $523. To balance this out, you go to your balance that you first had, which was 4, 710. Since it's in the withdrawal, which would mean you would subtract it from your current balance, which would be the 523, which then, if you are either super good at mental math, or you can get out your trusty calculator, give me one sec, you would take 4710, subtract it from 523, and that should give you your total in your current balance, which would be 4,187. Do it for the same one down here. You're making another withdrawal, so you take your 4,187. You should subtract it since it's another withdrawal. So you're subtracting 200, which, if you total that up, your total of 3,987. But here you got another question mark for your check number, which is always the amount, or is always the number of the check that you are using. And it should always line up with the last number you use, which is 169, so it should be check number 170 that you should use. Here's my last example for balancing. You should take the current balance, which is 3,987, and that should be, again, another subtraction because it's another withdrawal, which is 800. So you subtract 800 from it, which then should give you your total of 3,187. And that's actually as straightforward as it goes. And then, every transaction that you make, like the May 23rd, you actually deposit. So instead of subtracting, you're adding to your balance, which would then be 3,487. So with these two question marks is, again, your checking number. When you deposit, you're not actually using a check. You're just handing in a check from someone else, so their numbers would go down. But yours wouldn't change. It's only when you're withdrawing or you're paying with a check, you should put down that number of the check. I hope this was pretty straightforward and easy. Good luck.